Hi, Debbie Samuels here, and welcome to Daily Hope. Do you remember this game, the Rubik's Cube? The goal was to align all the different colors in every square. You could start with the blues and get it all set up and then go for another color, but it won't take long to see. It won't make any sense of how it's going to work, unless you're an expert, which I am not. The Song of Songs has been like this Rubik's Cube. First of all, I'm not an expert in explaining this book, and I found out there's many different ways that people have interpreted it. Spurgeon said this book is the Holy of Holies, yet it's not for the untaught Christian. There are some religions that won't even let anyone read it until over the age of 30. I can understand how this could seem so daunting. Yet a wise man in my life told me, "You are looking too closely. Take a look from an 8,000-foot view and see where the beautiful poetic song draws you in." This book creates an atmosphere in which we are invited to participate. In listening to the song, we find out that it's speaking not only to us, but also about us. As you read through these chapters, where can you enter in? What do you see? Tom Gledell says, the Song of Songs is showing us that men and women are created physically, emotionally, and spiritually to live in love. Yet, in our beautiful, wonderful relationships, there will be times of conflict. Here in the Song of Song is a time where love seems to be lost, then found. So Song of Songs, chapter 5, a new stanza begin, leaving all the celebration from chapter 4. In verse 2, the beloved makes several appeals to the maiden. He's standing at a door that's closed. He's being very warm and affectionate, and it should have melted her heart, but she can only answer with excuses. She appears to be unwilling to put herself to any trouble, even for her love. She gives flimsy excuses not to open the door for her beloved. There could have been many reasons for this. She may have been annoyed, or maybe there was an effort to control the relationship. This attitude showed an insensitive spirit. It seems she was thinking about only her comfort and not about her love's desires. Even with the persistent appeal from her beloved, she hesitates. You know, we all have issues in our deepest relationships. This is where I was invited to enter into this song. I have been a victim of emotional hijacking and struggled in how to verbalize what was happening in my emotions. So I cope by escaping, shutting down, ignoring the situation, closing the doors, which causes my husband to be left, alone and a bit confused. The hard thing to do in this situation for me is to take the time to talk it through, to speak the truth, to be vulnerable and honest so the other can be engaged with the beauty of understanding. Taking the time to be present with each other is the sacred place to be. Brené Brown says, vulnerability sounds like truth and feels like courage. Truth and courage aren't always comfortable, but they are never weakness. A few things that hit me in this part of the story is that damage can be done to a relationship by holding on to resentment and refusing to be generous with understanding. Also, not being patient and waiting for the response of another. And then refusing or delaying a response when approached in a loving and persistent way by your partner. But when she finally went to the door, she opened it and her beloved, he was gone. But there was something that he left for her. It was myrrh on the door handle. Glickman says that he simply left her a love note and then he went away. In their culture, a lover would leave this fragrant myrrh at the door as a sign that he had been there. His response was not out of anger or objection, but simply a non-threatening display of love. And it would soon awaken a loving response in her. Not long ago, I found myself alone behind closed doors during another emotional hijacking. My husband gave me some time, but then he came in and sat with me and held my hands and proceeded to tell me the beauty he saw in me. He reminded me of the love that we have for each other and sat with me in silence and not leaving me alone. That was myrrh. It was more valuable than gold in our relationship. Well, the maiden begins to look for her love that she thinks she's lost. She puts herself in danger and she asks for help, and she was asked to describe her beloved, and now she comes back to the truth. She answers with the beauty of his physical appearance. Then she speaks the truth about the two of them, and she says, I am my beloved's, and my beloved's is mine. You see, speaking the truth about your most intimate relationships will help you move from an emotional hijacking to a place of peace. How amazing is our God that He gently shows us who we are through songs and stories in all areas of our life, physically, spiritually, emotionally, and relationally. Our God wants all of us. May God speak to you through the Song of Songs. God bless you this week.